and welcome back to Unbound Soul Tarot. My name is Helen and thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'm really glad that you have found your way to me and that you have decided to check this reading out, see what sort of messages are in store for you. You have definitely made the right choice, and yeah, hopefully it's going to be a whole lot of fun, because today's reading, as you may have already seen from the title as well, is one that is focusing on the good, right? We are looking at the harvest that you are bringing in, baby. We are looking at everything that you have to look forward to and what you can expect with that harvest. So it's going to be exciting to take a look into the future and see what is coming up for you. So yeah, now that you have a brief overview of what this reading today is going to be all about, let's take a look at the piles that you get to choose from. Pile number 1 is represented by the Whisper of Stars and Garden Tarot. And I have to say, this is one of my most beautiful tarot decks, and it is gorgeously hand illustrated. It has these whimsical colors and it's full of all of this beautiful symbolism. So if you feel drawn to this sort of art style, then this may be the pile for you. Pile number 2 is represented by the Accurate AF Tarot, and this is a much more modern and hip looking tarot deck with these pastel-y tones and these minimalist sketches. So if you feel drawn to this aesthetic and this deck is pulling you towards it, then pile number 2 may be for you. And pile number 3 is represented by the Every Little Thing You Do Is Magic Tarot, which features some collage style art and these very sweet animals with some real life elements thrown in there. So if you feel drawn to this more chaotic and colorful tarot deck, then this may be the pile for you. So now that you have seen all of these tarot decks more up close and you have seen what each pile is like, then if you already know what pile is speaking to you, then you can go down into the description box, click on the timestamp that you need and jump straight to your messages. But if you need some recommendations on how to choose the best pile for you or the right pile for you, then what I would first recommend is making sure that you are not distracted by anything, that you have your own space, that you have some quiet, you can really center yourself and ground yourself and get present in this moment so that you could tune into your body and feel what is coming up for you as you are looking at these piles. You can also do some breathing exercises. You can close your eyes and make sure that you relax yourself, that you get rid of any tension in the body. And once you have done that, when you take a look at the piles again, see what is coming up for you. How is your body reacting? What is your eye landing on? What sort of sensations are cropping up for you in your gut or in your heart? Maybe you get some sort of tingle in you as you look at a specific card or a specific deck. Try and follow that intuitive voice, however that speaks to you. But as I also always say, please don't forget to use your discernment as you are listening to these general messages. And without further ado, let's jump into it. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 1. My name is Helen and I want to welcome you to your reading today. I hope that you are all ready, that you are excited, that you are all hyped up and good to go. So we are going to take a look at some Lenormand cards first. We have some pre-prepared oracle cards, as you can see, and obviously the tarot deck that you chose is waiting for its turn too. But yeah, pile number 1, I have to admit, this is a very honest divulsion right now. I don't even know whether that's a word actually, but anyway, my honest admission is that this is probably one of the first videos where I am actually reading Lenormand in the proper way. I think I did it once as well in one of my more recent videos, because I've been learning Lenormand, but yeah, I'm not very confident with it yet. So we're gonna see how it comes out. So yeah, we're gonna use these Lenormand cards to get a glimpse of what it is that you are feeling right now. What is something that you are thinking, or just something about your current personal energy. You should be able to resonate with this part somewhat at least, but don't worry, because we're also gonna get some more information about the situation that you are dealing with from these oracle cards. But yeah, let's see what is going on with you. Okay, so pile number one, with the anchor and the dog card, I get the sense that at this time you are clearly very focused on something and you are staying true to something. You seem to be quite set on something that you most likely have on your mind, or something that you have your heart set on too. So the dog card is all about loyalty and sticking by something and keeping things as they are. And the anchor is also very stable. It's very kind of locked in. And so yeah, pile number one, whatever it is that you have your eye on, whatever it is that you are thinking about, it's definitely something that you have no thoughts regarding, or that there's no thoughts about changing anything. There's no thoughts about leaving something behind. It feels very, very set and almost stubborn, I want to say, because it's just, both of these cards are so very tightly sitting in place, staying in place. This may even mean that there is something that you are thinking very fondly of, or something that your heart is set on. Something, it may be something that you are missing, or something that you are kind of longing for. So there may be an element of distance here too, that you are sort of separated from this thing for the time being at least. And I don't know, this is just something that is coming through intuitively. But yeah, again, regardless of what it is specifically, you seem to be in a very sort of fixed, very secure, very locked in sort of place right now. But let's see, what sort of situation are you dealing with? So what is coming through from these cards describing what you are dealing with? So let's see. We have stingray, lavender, freedom, alder, and bee. I turned the light down a bit because it was starting to burn out my eyes, quite literally. So it was a bit too intense. Hopefully it looks okay. But pile number one, I'm getting a sense that there is a bit of a conflict in the air that is brewing because of something that you seem to be very set on and have your heart set on as well, I want to say, and something that is actually around you, something that is maybe required of you, or something that is even expected of you. The reason why I feel that there is this huge conflict that is kind of making this air around you quite tense and loaded is because of this alder card mainly, but we have this freedom card which is at the center of this whole line, and I feel that there is this desire on your part. It may even be something that you are thinking about, some sort of goal of yours that you want to attain. You want to get to this freedom. You want to have more space and more time available to you to make your own choices, or something about the lack of freedom over your own time, or over your own decisions maybe even, is really starting to get to you, I feel. Because we have these two cards here with stingray and lavender, And the lavender card is all about, you know, like sprucing things up a bit, focusing more on appearances and how something looks and making something more attractive, more alluring. And stingray is all about the sort of the strong personality, right? You can even see how the spine is highlighted here. So it's literally talking about growing a spine, making your own decisions, being your own person, and sort of growing into yourself, regardless of what anyone else says. So both of these cards are really making me think, pile number one, that you are currently in this process, that there is something going on around you where how something appears on the outside is maybe starting to differ from what you truly feel on the inside, and you wanting things to look different, you wanting things to be more true to you and more aligned with these changes that are happening within you, these decisions that you seem to be veering towards that are in conflict with how things are around you right now, or again, what is even expected of you. So clearly this freedom is in essence the most important keyword here, because that's something that you seem to be wanting to increase. That's something that you seem to be wanting to move towards. I don't know whether I said that, but I feel like that's what your eye is drawn to. That's what your heart is set on the most. Now we have this alder and bee. And I do feel that these two cards go together too, because with this alder card, this is literally highlighting that aspect of conflict and challenges and sort of things becoming a bit more explosive. And with this bee, again, it seems to talk about some sort of arrangements or some sort of systems that you are a part of, some sort of specific role that you play. Now, this may very literally talk about work as well, because the anchor is a very sort of clear or traditional work card in Lenormand. And also with the bee, you know, being busy as a bee, right? Being productive, doing things and fulfilling your role or doing your duty is something that is very closely associated with the bee too. So that's what really seems to be causing this conflict here, that you seem to be wanting to potentially invest your time, your energy, your resources into something else. And I feel that you quite literally do have a dream goal of some sort. And so I love that this card actually says the I have a dream speech, because it seems to fit very aptly in this situation too. And again, it seems to be pissing something or someone off in this situation, because this alder card is very clearly saying that, you know, there is sort of tension in the air because of it, and most likely it's due to the role that you are supposed to be filling and what other people are expecting from you at this time, and your own sort of wishes clashing with that somehow. But yeah, pile number one, as I said, I feel like you're not really budging in this situation. You seem to be very, very clear on what you want to do, what you feel that you need to do, where you feel that you need to move. And as the last thing, I find it interesting that we have the stingray, which is associated with the water element, and the bee is associated with the air element. And so the energy that seems to hint at what you are wanting to do more and more, or what you sort of feel called to, is associated with the water element and tied to the heart, tied to the emotions. Whereas what you are sort of fulfilling or what is expected of you is all tied to the mind and the air element. So I just find it interesting. But anyway, pile number one, if this at all speaks to you, if this sounds like something that you are dealing with and this whole thing resonates with you and your current circumstances, then stay tuned, because we are now going to dig into this beautiful tarot deck that you chose, and we're going to get some answers to some questions. So we are first going to take a look at what is it that you are about to harvest. So what is this thing that you are bringing in? So pile number one, these cards are very promising first and foremost, but I also feel that it's interesting how we're getting another work card here. We have this Three of Pentacles, and this is very often a card that is associated with collaboration and just working on something sort of long term or building something. So I find it interesting that we're getting so many references to work, and that may be something that this reading is pertaining to for you. But yeah, the Three of Pentacles, the Death card, and the Star are actually painting a very straightforward sort of message here, where it seems that there is something that you have been working on or something that you have been a part of. Again, most likely this is a collective or a system or something that is established, something that is set up already, something that you have existed in with other people for some time, because yeah, this Three of Pentacles is just very clearly tying back to this bee energy, and the Death card and the Star card are both hinting at this thing coming to an end, or there being some sort of significant change regarding that. And with the Star, I feel that you are actually bringing in some sort of very special opportunity. It seems that there is going to be an aligning of the stars, so to say, where the universe is kind of helping to move things along in that direction that you have set your heart on. Or you have your heart set on, I should say. That sounds more right. So yeah, these two major Arcana cards are definitely hinting at some sort of like course correction that is happening here too. And I especially love the Star because it seems to be this harbinger or this bringer of like hope and actual wish fulfillment, because that's the Star card in its purest, simplest form. It is the wish fulfillment, and so it's some sort of opportunity or chance to actually move in this direction and to start making some headway in where you want to go and what you want to sort of bring about. Because even with the underlying energy, which is the Six of Swords here, we can see that you are being moved forward. And the Six of Swords is an interesting card because it often hints at something almost guiding you, someone like pushing that boat forward. And I love how on this illustration in this specific deck, there's almost like a spirit, right? You can see this like wind or yeah, it looks like it's a creature of wind, someone who is like pushing this, almost like this benevolent force that is pushing this boat forward. So again, this doesn't seem to be solely in your control. This is something that the universe is helping you to move towards. And yeah, the Six of Swords is very clearly a card of transitions. It's a card of forward movement. It's a card of new lands, of discovering new things, new ventures. And it's taking you to some place that is better than where you were. But clearly the Six of Swords always has this caveat of this not being necessarily an easy journey. So there are going to be things that you'll have to leave behind. There are going to be things that you have to sort of make your peace with and that you have to get accustomed to doing without, or sort of there's an adjustment period that is needed with the Six of Swords. So it's not necessarily an easy thing, right? The Death card, again, I feel inclined to emphasize it. I think I emphasized it in one of my more recent videos too. The Death card gets brushed over a lot in tarot, but it's not this easy breezy card. The Death card is, in essence, a card of endings, and it's difficult, right? There is something that has to be let go in the process, and change is almost never easy. For most people, change is very, very difficult. And so like that's something that needs to be remembered here. But again, at the same time, this is all good. This is all positive, and this is all something that you have been hoping for, that you have been wanting and wishing for. So yeah, the universe just seems to be giving you a helping hand here. But let's also see what is something that you need to be ready for. What sort of surprises may be coming your way as a result of you going through this harvest? We have this King of Swords, the Three of Swords, and the Six of Wands line of cards coming out, and the underlying energy is the Queen of Swords. So we are getting these counterpart cards here. Now, what you may be surprised by regarding this harvest is that it may actually take you quite by surprise just how much this change or this movement is actually going to impact you, again, emotionally speaking, because we have, well, especially the King of Swords and the Three of Swords here. And I do feel that the King of Swords is talking about, it can be you, it can also be someone else. There is definitely another person that is tied into this, regardless, because I do feel that either you or this other person is this Queen or this King of Swords. So yeah, put the energies in place as you will, like whether you resonate more with the Queen or whether you resonate more with the King. I will leave that up to you to decide. But yeah, there is definitely an element of someone else being in the mix here. And I feel that there is going to be potentially some sort of distance that is either growing or some sort of pain that is going to be experienced because of this change or this movement. Now, I'm just going to give you an example. I'm not saying that that's exactly what is happening, but like to illustrate the energy that is coming through here, let's say that this is about a job or a life calling, a career opportunity of sorts for you, and that you are going to get an opportunity to move overseas, to chase this dream job of yours, to do something that you have always wanted to do, but it does require you to actually physically relocate, and there may be someone, a special someone that you are leaving behind in the process. And so it may be that there is obviously this painful realization of you needing to spend time apart because of this that takes place. But also there is this realization that you need to do this for yourself, and your person is going to realize that you need to do this for yourself. And so it's just about like, it's that, again, we have this Three of Swords, right? So there is the air element that is attached to this. There is this rational understanding, this rational growth that is happening. So it's almost like you both realize, especially because you are both coming through as the Queen and King of Swords. So it's almost like you are able to separate your emotions from the logic, from the rationale, from what is like methodically the right thing to do, or what makes sense in a rational or on a rational level. But it doesn't mean that you're not feeling the pain of it at the same time, right? But like you both realize that that's something that you need to do, and that's something that needs to happen. And so you kind of make it work. You'll find your way through it, but it's difficult. And that's what this Three of Swords is signaling. So I'm just giving you an example, right? I feel like I got carried away there. And so I don't want to make this like too complicated and muddy, but this was just an example to illustrate the energy. So that's what I mean. There may be something that you are having to leave behind in this process, and it may hurt you more than you realize. It may be a bit more painful. You maybe aren't expecting it to affect you quite as much because, again, because there is a certain level of like detachment that is here. There is something, again, so like rationally thought through, or so clear, and yeah, like whatever this goal is, whatever this thing is that you have your heart set on, I feel that it's like, it's so obvious to you. It's so clear in your mind's eye that, that there is no doubt. There is nothing kind of standing in your way regarding that, except for clearly some like conflicts or tensions that it is bringing about. But yeah, I feel like when it comes to any mental confusion or anything like that, there's none of it for you. But yeah, this Three of Swords, again, I just feel like it's going to take you by surprise because with this King of Swords, or even the Queen of Swords, again, regardless of which one you resonate with more, there is this feeling or this belief that you have it all figured out, that you know exactly what you're going to do. You kind of have the plan, the to-do list good to go. But again, it's not something that you can prepare for mentally. It's not something that you can justify your way out of. I feel like the feeling is going to be there and it's going to take you by surprise. But the Six of Wands, let's get to that card too, because I haven't even mentioned it. The Six of Wands here, though, is saying that it's going to be a success, that you are going to go through with it, you are going to be successful at it, it's going to work out. And even this whole situation where it's going to bring some disappointment, it's going to bring some growing pains, because that's the Three of Swords in essence, right? The threes are all about growth and expansion, and the swords are all about the mind and the intellect. So there is some mental growing, there is some expansion in that field that is happening, but it is, again, growing pains, right? So it's not going to be necessarily enjoyable, but in the end, with the Six of Wands, it's going to be worth it. So it is going to pay off. And I feel that you are going to be recognized for this. You are going to find what you are looking for. So yeah, this is beautiful energy, pile number one. But let's get some oracle card messages too to wrap up this reading. So let's see what sort of advice or support we can get for you from Spirit. Oh, sorry, I grabbed the wrong deck first. I'm going to use this one first. We are using two decks for that oracle card portion. And yeah, let's see what we can get. Okay, interesting. We get check-in as the card that you got, but the underlying energy is open up. And I love that we actually have this, this heart symbolism here. So yeah, with this open up, I feel that Spirit is encouraging, revealing more of that soft side and digging into more of this heart-spaced energy, even if it is somewhat uncomfortable, because there seems to be a lot of, again, that mental action going on, but clearly something is pulling at your heartstrings here. So we have this check-in card. And on the one hand, this may literally reference like checking yourself in or doing a check-in for when you are traveling by plane, right? So if that just may be a confirmation that if you are planning on taking a trip and literally like flying to a different state or flying overseas, then that just may be a confirmation of this happening. But I do want to read from the guidebook as well, because I feel that the guidebook with this deck is actually where the magic is at. Okay. By the way, there's some profanity in this deck, but hopefully you won't mind too much. Okay, so the card says, check in, reach the fuck out. The modern world is busy, and it can be easy to let our connections fall to the wayside. However, we are meant to be social. We're meant to find security and comfort in community. This is a reminder to check in with your networks. Reach the fuck out. The importance of nurturing your social circles can't be overrated. These relationships are integral. These relationships are integral to your wellness and growth, and these connections are built on reciprocity. It's important to both give and receive love and support. It's important to reach out and help each other out, both practically and emotionally. It all starts with a regular practice of checking in. This is the foundation of lasting, meaningful relationships. The presence of this card is a reminder to check in with your friends and loved ones. Perhaps there is something you can do for them or some message that they can deliver to you. Perhaps your social life is in some need of balance. Check in with your people and feel grateful for their presence in your life. Okay, so yeah, again, even if you are doing something for yourself, which is absolutely okay, don't forget to reach out to the people that are in your life, that you care about you, that want to be a part of your life and that want to make sure that you are doing okay. So yeah, this may be a reminder to check in with the people that you love. Okay, and let's get some last oracle cards from this cute little oracle deck too. So let's see. Wow. Okay. Okay. The underlying energy is lock. Something is hidden or locked. See, and I do feel, you know what I think, pile number one? I think that this card is talking about your inner world, the things, the emotions that are actually going on within you, the whole aspect of like tension building up and this conflict or this explosive energy that is around you. It may be due to you sort of keeping some things to yourself, or maybe feeling that you don't quite know how to express these things that you are feeling. But yeah, with this lock, it seems that there is a bit of like I don't know, miscommunication or some sort of space that exists. And I mean, that's why maybe this check-in, right? This card may be here because of that too, to encourage you to actually open up about something that is important to discuss. Okay, so the first card out is change. Fear is not a good advisor. Yeah, so clearly something is changing here, and I feel that Spirit is encouraging you to go forward with it, to not allow your fears to talk you out of it, which I feel is not happening anyway. You seem to be, again, so very set on what it is that you want to do. And we also have sweetness, set clear boundaries. Yeah, see, I feel that this set clear boundaries is going back to this whole notion of something being expected of you, and like maybe people pressuring you, or again, there seemingly being this clash of energies because of something that you want and something that like others want from you. So yeah, if you feel that your personal space or your personal rights are being sort of mistreated, then speak up about it. Because again, it seems that like whatever is on your mind here is something that Spirit is wanting you to sort of follow. So yeah. Pile number 1, I'm going to leave it here. I feel that this reading was this sweet little short check-in. And it feels like it's a good change for my usual readings, which are just like millions of years long. But yeah, if you enjoyed this reading, if you found something meaningful from this, then please leave me a strawberry. Leave me a cute little strawberry emoji down in the comment section, and that way I would know that you resonated with this reading, something spoke to you in here, and that it made sense to you. I would love to hear from you in the comments, and I would also love to connect with you in the next reading next Friday. So make sure to check back in then. But in the meantime, please take care of yourself, be good, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to your reading pile number 2. My name is Helen, and I want to say thank you so much for hanging out with me. I want to make you feel very welcome here. I hope that you feel welcome here, and I hope that you are excited for this reading today. Because we are gonna get into it now. We have some pre-prepared oracle cards, as you can see, and we also have your deck that you chose, the tarot deck, waiting for its turn, because we're going to start off first with some Lenormand cards. And yes, this is a special occasion because I haven't really used Lenormand in that proper sort of way in any reading before. I've only briefly used Lenormand cards in my past videos, and also in one of my more recent videos I was able to use Lenormand cards in their more proper way too. But yeah, I feel a bit nervous, pile number 2, but it worked okay in the first pile, so hopefully it's going to be the same here. But yeah, please bear with me. So let's see, through these Lenormand cards, what is your current personal energy like? What can we get regarding something that you are feeling, something that you are thinking, something that is just generally going on with you more personally? You should be able to resonate with something from this part, but that is going to be further substantiated by these oracle cards here, which are going to tell us more about what is actually going on with you, like what sort of situation you are dealing with. So let's see, what sort of personal energy are you in right now? Okay. Right. Oh, wow. Okay. So we have the Mountain and we have Fish. I get the sense from these cards, pile number 2, that you seem to be feeling like there is a lot of opposition that you are facing right now. You seem to feel that there are a lot of these obstacles standing in your way, a lot of these delays, things that are slowing you down, things that are throwing spokes in the wheels and causing stress, causing challenges and just, you know, just these annoying things that you have to deal with. So it's not smooth sailing for you right now. It's more so this, just like this drudgery, really. But the thing is, you can actually do it, because the Mountain is not a card of insurmountable oppositions or challenges or obstacles. These are things that are just slowing you down, things that you have to kind of find your way around. So it takes some time, and it just, again, it's just annoying, but you can actually do it. And with this Fish card, like the Fish card very literally talks about money, finances, wealth, abundance. It can also talk about some like financial transactions even. But because of this sort of setup of how these cards came out, I just feel like in this instance, it's just talking about a lot of this resistance that you are feeling, or a lot of this, like things are not easy for you to handle at this time, or like almost like you cannot catch a break. Like there is constantly something that you are being faced with, or yeah, there's just this drudgery that you're feeling regarding taking something on or handling something, or yeah. So just a lot of opposition is what is coming through here. But pile number 2, let's take a look at these oracle cards and get a more clear sense of what is actually going on for you. What are you dealing with? We have Elephant, Chamomile, we have Expansion, Chickweed, and Black Egg. So pile number 2, do you know what's interesting? The interesting thing is that you are getting so many positive cards here, and like they are all kind of pointing at the same direction. With the center card here, we have Jupiter, and the card literally says expansion on it, because Jupiter is known as the great benefic. It's the planet that brings about good luck and fortune and abundance and growth. And we also have Chamomile, which represents being supported and having this like sense of a good relationship in your life, or someone that you can trust, someone that you can rely on. We have this Chickweed, which is a very positive omen as well, which is symbolizing good luck and good fortune coming your way. And we also have this Elephant, which is also tied to Ganesh, or good fortune, but just in general, again, being supported by someone who is wise, or just having sort of someone light the path for you, someone that you can again turn to for counsel or guidance. And even if it's not someone outside of you, just having this inner light that fires your path forward. And so we have this Black Egg too, which is just a card of truth. And so do you know what this whole thing is telling me? Because it seems to be in like concrete opposition to what your energy is, which was that you seem to feel somewhat opposed or rejected, or that there is some sort of resistance that you are experiencing. And now I'm starting to think that maybe that resistance is actually within you towards something, towards moving in a new direction maybe, because all of these cards are literally pointing at all sorts of doors being open for you and things sort of moving in a new way. And I feel that these cards are literally saying that what you are surrounded by, what sort of situation you are dealing with, it may be something that you haven't necessarily chosen, pile number 2. It may be some sort of divine intervention that you are dealing with, and most likely it's something that is like scaring you, or something that is pushing you out of your comfort zone. Because yeah, I mean, as I said, all of these cards are literally so positive. They are all talking about the same thing. And so I feel that maybe pile number 2, life is pushing you in a new direction, right? Because we have this Jupiter here. So it is almost time for you to grow beyond where you are right now and where you have been. There is this divine push that you are feeling, most likely, to move in a new direction. With this elephant, it's almost like there is a pull on you, or where you are being given very clear signs, I feel. Because even with this black egg, right? Black egg is saying that there is an undeniable truth that exists around you, but it may be something that you are just having a very hard time accepting or looking at, even though I feel that you know that it's something that you need to do. But again, there is this resistance, because all of these blocks that you seem to be feeling that you are faced with, or that you are having to deal with, and that is causing you this frustration, I don't actually see that around you here. Like all of these cards are literally saying that the doors are open, that the path is clear, that there are no obstacles, that life is supporting you, that you have support around you, most likely through some people, some support networks that exist in your life. You seem to have a lot at your disposal here. Maybe even some beautiful new beginnings. Maybe you are even seeing some sort of results already, some sort of processes starting to bear fruit, even if it's very, very small. But I feel like there is something around you, like some sort of sign, some sort of guidance, something that is beckoning you, maybe even something that you are being advised to do. So both with the elephant and the chamomile, it may be that someone is giving you advice, or someone is almost like lighting the way for you. But I feel that because of some fear or apprehension, or just like not feeling that you are ready, or not feeling confident enough, you seem to be seeing the obstacles and things that are not supporting you, or things that could go wrong, or something like that, rather than all of the possibility that is actually available to you. So again, very, very interesting energy, pile number 2. I don't remember when I last saw a reading like this, where like these two energies were so very conflicting, or not even, I don't think conflicting is the right word to use here, but you know, they're just telling a completely different story. So that's interesting. But pile number 2, if this at all makes sense to you, if you can resonate with what is coming through here, then definitely stay tuned, because now we're going to tune into the tarot deck that you chose, and we're going to start looking at the messages about the harvest that you are about to get. So first off, let's see what is that thing that you are about to harvest. So pile number 2, we have the Dawn of Wands, or the Page of Wands, the Sun, the Seven of Wands, and the King of Cups as the underlying energy. And even though I'm only taking 3 cards, I couldn't help but notice that this card flew out very persistently, and it didn't want to go back into the deck. It is the Two of Cups. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it, because these cards are very, very bright, and they are super pastel-y. But yeah, the Two of Cups came out, and it's making me think, pile number 2, is this about a relationship? Because listen, even the cards that were coming out from these oracle cards, it's clear that there is some sort of opportunity here for you. There is something that is very viable, something that is clearly an option, asking you to explore it. But then with this Mountain card, it's almost like you seem to be seeing all of the reasons why this is not going to work. Like there is just something that is almost, just focusing on all of the things slowing down the process, and all of the things why this relationship cannot be. Now, I don't know whether this is about a relationship or not. So I'm just giving you the relationship scenario because of the Two of Cups that wanted to come out, and also because of like some sort of feeling that I'm getting from these cards. But yeah, the Dawn of Wands, or the Page of Wands, and I cannot really show it to you because this lady is drawn nude, But yeah, with the Page of Wands and the Sun, it's very clear that what you are harvesting is, first off, you are harvesting some sort of joy or fulfillment here. This is something that is making you happy. This is something that is providing you with an opportunity to explore with the Page of Wands. Something new, something exciting, something passionate even, because we have very, very strong fire element energy coming through here. The Sun is literally tied to the Sun. We have the Page of Wands, which is just fire element, and the Seven of Wands, which is also fire element, but more specifically tied to Leo. So yeah, I feel that you are harvesting some sort of potential new beginning. Maybe there is even some sort of message that is coming your way that is going to bring about a lot of fun, a lot of smiles, a lot of feel-good energy. It's just something to kind of like zhuzh up your life, something to bring you this sense of inspiration and, again, this lighting up your life sort of energy. But you know what's interesting? We have the Seven of Wands here, and this Seven of Wands is kind of like the odd one out here, because it's quite literally talking about some sort of resistance again, right? Like if you think about the Seven of Wands in the traditional sense, like in the Rider-Waite-Smith system at least, there is a guy who is standing on top of a hill and he is fighting off these other wands with his own wand, and he is looking all stressed and just like, you know, like he's fighting for his place. So it's interesting how even on these like illustrations here, or on this card, you can see all of the mountains that are depicted here, and all of these like little stairways that are causing these little mountains to appear too. It looks like a mountain of stairs. So again, it's almost like, it's like you are making this thing more difficult than it is. And I'm sorry if this is sounding again like I'm calling you out. I don't know what is going on. Like the same thing happened in the last reading that I did. If you haven't seen it, you may want to check it out. It was interesting, but it's almost like you are working against this situation here. It's like you are digging your heels in, and again making it a lot more difficult than it needs to be. And I don't know why. I don't know. Clearly you may have your reasons here, but it's just yeah, it's interesting that there is so much resistance to this beautiful sun energy. I mean, even again, all of these other cards here, this is beautiful, beautiful energy. And the underlying energy is the King of Cups. The King of Cups, it may talk about it may actually talk about another person, because this could very literally be someone that is tied to this opportunity around you. Because again, focusing on what it is that you are manifesting, it seems that there is someone here who has a very open heart and a very open mind, a very open everything, I want to say, who is very open to the idea of the two of you. And even, you know what's even interesting? That on this deck, for whatever reason, there are two glasses on this King of Cups card, whereas usually the court cards are depicted with one element, right? With one of the symbols of their element. But in this deck, we get two. So it's another reference back to the Two of Cups, I feel. But yeah, in either case, even if this isn't necessarily talking about a relationship or a person for you, this King of Cups is just talking about some sort of like heartfelt opportunity, or some sort of opportunity that is driven from the heart space, something that would like hit the spot for you, again, regardless of what it actually is. But again, with the sun being the center card here, it's something good. It's something that has the capability of making you very, very happy here. Okay, so let's see what is something that you need to be ready for regarding this harvest. What is something that you are not expecting, a surprise of sorts? So pile number two, you know, I don't know why, but I'm getting the strangest message here. We have the Three of Rings or the Three of Pentacles as it is in traditional tarot. We have the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune coming out in reverse as the underlying energy. And the message that I'm getting from these cards is that what you're not seeing, or what may surprise you, is that there may actually be some sort of competition that crops up for you. Because I don't know why, but I'm feeling that this Queen of Wands is another person, that this isn't you, that this is someone else. And even with this Three of Coins, I don't actually feel a sense of like you teaming up with this person, but it almost seems like there is more that is going to be added to the mix here. You know, almost like, is that the expression, two is a party, three is a crowd? Something like that. And I don't know, I can't tell you why that is coming up. That is the strangest thing. But yeah, it almost seems like it's going to get a bit more crowded. And this Ace of Rings or this Ace of Coins is almost like this other person's, this Queen of Wands person's bid on this thing, or like someone is going to show their interest or propose themselves as some sort of potential candidate. So yeah, and even with the underlying energy, right, we have this Wheel of Fortune coming out in reverse, which by the way is interesting that we're getting the Wheel of Fortune, because it is a direct connection back to the Jupiterian energy that is coming through in the Oracle card part here. But the Wheel of Fortune in reverse is basically saying that your good luck is not going to last forever, that the opportunity that is around you right now is not going to be there forever. And this is not to say that you should be scared or you should get freaked out, that you should like start acting in a haste or anything like that. I'm like, this energy is not to like freak you out or to cause FOMO or anything like that, but it's just to like make you realize that whatever situation that is around you, whatever sort of opportunity that you are dealing with, that you have been considering, and that you are sort of finding reasons why not to give this thing a shot, just remember that it's not going to be like this forever sort of thing, right? It does have a timer attached to it. And I do feel that it's something that, like, clearly, because the cards are talking about something that you don't see or that you don't expect, some sort of surprise that that you're not really thinking about right now. But yeah, you may be so kind of like focused on your own things right now, like working things through in your own mind, and again, just dealing with a lot on or by yourself, right? Like, I get it, but yeah, there may be someone else who like appears in the picture and starts showing interest, and so remembering that this opportunity is like this stroke of good luck is not going to last forever, that inevitably things are going to slow down, or that like window of opportunity is going to close at one point. But yeah, pile number 2, I feel that it is all in your hands to make use of this opportunity. So just food for thought. But let's get some oracle card messages to wrap up this reading. So let's see, first and foremost, what sort of advice or support we can get for you from Spirit. Okay, this is crazy. This is crazy because we are literally getting the word expand when we have the card expansion. Okay, yeah, see, and the underlying energy is the shadow. See, I knew it. I knew that there was something that was messing this whole thing up, because like all of this is just a bit like, it's so good, but then this resistance is not really making sense, right? It's like well, at the very least, I was having difficulty understanding like why that is, or why there is such resistance on your part, or why you are sort of seeing this thing as like one obstacle after the other. But with the shadow being the underlying energy here, I can see that it's clearly tied to the a shadow of yours, a personal shadow that that may be kind of working against you. or that may be, again, throwing spanners in the works. So interesting pile number 2. And again, right, I just want to emphasize, like, if this is coming across as, you know, sounding like there is something wrong with you or whatever, then like, hopefully that's not how it's coming across, because remember, everyone has a shadow, right? Well, multiple shadows. We all have these shadow aspects to ourselves that we are not very aware of, that we are not handling in the best way, that we are just like blindly following and stepping into these buckets, you know, at least that's the expression in Estonian. I'm not sure if that's an expression in English, but, you know, just like making life more difficult for us than it has to be, because we're unaware of how we are sabotaging ourselves. And I feel like there may be something to that effect that the shadow is highlighting here too. But we have this expand. So let's take a look from the guidebook of this awesome deck. What is the card actually saying? Okay, so number 19, expand. Open up to new possibilities, perspectives, and ways of being. We face a couple kinds of limitations in our lives. The kind that comes from without and the kind that comes from within. Take your power back by figuring out which is which. Limitations give us a feeling of restriction, that tense, cagey feeling that makes us want to jump out of our skin. The antidote to this is expansion. Lean into possibilities, potentials, and the open doors that are just outside your view. In many cases, our expansion is only limited by our belief in ourselves or in our ability to overcome and transcend whatever mountain. Oh my God, it literally says that. It literally says mountain. Sorry, I feel that, like, sometimes when we get these synchronicities in readings, it just kind of like, it does something to me. So, oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. Getting back to it. As soon as I saw the word mountain, it was just too much. Okay. In many cases, our expansion is only limited by our belief in ourselves or in our ability to overcome and transcend whatever mountain lies before us. Although there is no way to definitively get the answers in a way that is safe and foolproof, by opening up and moving into the frequency of expansion, we can get a taste of possibilities. Think of it like this. When looking at something under a microscope, the difference between what's visually available from one magnification to the next can be staggering. Let your energy expand in a way that multiple big picture options, solutions, and energies become more accessible and available for you. Okay, wow, wowza. Right, so this card was just perfection, I feel, for this reading. So yeah, Spirit is clearly talking very clearly in your reading. But we're gonna close the reading out with a couple of last oracle card messages to wrap this whole thing up. So something about this reading, again, piece of advice or support from Spirit, something that they want you to know. Okay, you are getting more than 2, I guess. So, okay. The underlying energy is warrior spirit. Stand your ground. Okay, so I do feel that with this card being here, Spirit is encouraging you to be brave, to not run away from this situation, to not hide away from this situation, to not find excuses for this, because I feel that you are, like, there's so much potential for happiness and fulfillment in this. I mean, again, Jupiter, not once, but basically twice coming through here. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune, right? The literal Jupiter card, the card of expand, all of it. The sun, I mean, what else, right? What else? Okay, the card that you got first is sweetness. Set clear boundaries. So this card in essence is talking about not allowing yourself to be taken advantage of. And again, making sure that you know exactly where you stand and letting other people know exactly where you stand. So I feel that this may be, again, just a further emphasis on, you know, making sure that, first of all, you know where you stand and why you stand there, why you choose to stand there, but also letting other people know where you stand. Okay, it's interesting. So we're getting lock, which, like, actually some of these cards came out for the other pile too, but we have lock, something is hidden or locked. And we have healthy choices, choose wisely. Okay, see, do you know what? Because these two cards decided to come out together, I feel that their message is actually merged, and these two cards should be merged in their message. Like there's some sort of block regarding making a choice that is actually good for you, making a healthy choice for yourself. So I feel that again, Spirit is emphasizing the necessity of taking the time to figure out why that is, where that resistance is coming from, and doing what you can to, break your way through that. Because again, I feel that all of the energy here is pointing towards like encouraging you to take hold of that opportunity, to break out of, again, that shadow, right? That shadow that is holding you back, that shadow that is actually working against you. Because there is so much goodness that is available to you if you only gave it a chance. And of course, I do want to remind you, dear pile number 2, that this is just a reading, right? These are just cards, and the messages coming through here are simply guidance for you. It's something for you to consider, something for you to decide upon whether you want to take on board or you don't. But ultimately, the choice is yours. The last say, so to say, is yours. And so you get to choose whether you want to take this advice on board, whether you want to do something regarding this opportunity, or whether you don't, right? That's completely up to you. I can't tell you what to do. These cards cannot tell you what to do. This is purely guidance, right? We can only talk about advice that is coming through. But again, ultimately, your life and your decision. So yeah, just wanted to remind you of where the true power lies here, pile number 2. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. I actually, you know what, because it's really bugging me, so I'm gonna use the underlying energy too, because otherwise it's kind of out of balance here. So I'm gonna use the underlying energy here too. But yeah, okay, much better. So pile number 2. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I do hope that you found these messages interesting to listen to and that they were useful. By the way, if you are still here and you got something useful from these messages, please leave me a little butterfly. Leave me a butterfly emoji down in the comment section, and that way I would know that this reading spoke to you, that you got something from this. I would love to hear from you in the comment section and connect with you there. And of course, I would love to see you back on this channel next Friday for more messages, insight, and fun. And in the meantime, please be good. Please take good care of yourself, and I will hopefully see you very, very soon. Bye-bye. Hello and welcome to your reading, pile number 3. My name is Helen, and I want to make sure that you feel very welcome in this reading today. I hope that you are excited for these messages and that you're ready to dig into your reading. So, as you can see, we have some pre-prepared oracle cards. Again, we do have the tarot deck that you chose, and we're going to take a look at both of those in just a sec. But first, we're doing something a bit differently. Again, I don't know, it's a theme lately. We are using Lenormand cards. And if you have been following my channel for a while, you may have seen me use Lenormand cards very sporadically. I have mainly only used those as like oracle cards, and then maybe a couple of times I have used them the way that they are meant to be used, like reading in a pair, right? But I haven't really ever like properly used Lenormand cards in my readings, and there's a reason for it, because I'm still learning, because I have never felt quite comfortable displaying my Lenormand reading skills publicly like this. But yeah, today we are doing it, pile number 3, and so yeah, please bear with me as I am using this Lenormand deck to get a glimpse of what is your personal energy like right now. So something about how you are feeling, about what your state of mind is, should resonate with you from this portion. But again, please remember that we also have these oracle cards that we're going to take a look at for some specifics about what is going on with you and what is going on around you, so that you can make a more firm decision about whether this is your pile or not. But yeah, let's see what you are personally coming through as right now. Oh, wow. Okay. So we have clover and we have snake. So you know what I'm feeling from both of these cards? I get the sense that you may be feeling somewhat like risky, or like you are wanting to take a chance of some kind that is potentially dangerous, or that there is something about this risk that you are thinking of taking, or this opportunity that you're thinking of taking that has some sort of risk attached to it. Like it's not a safe choice. And maybe you're not usually behaving in such a risky way. There's something that maybe it's something that is almost like out of character for you. Or maybe you are even usually much more risk averse. But right now, the energy that you seem to be in is one that is almost like welcoming the risk, or maybe even seeking out some danger, looking for things that are somewhat more challenging, or like there's like some sort of edge to, like you seem to be seeking some sort of edge to things. Because with the snake here, there's also like, in a very traditional sense, the snake talks about betrayal. But it also, and very often in my experience, the snake comes through when there are certain complications, when things are just, where they're not necessarily like linear and straightforward, when there are all of these caveats, all of these twists and turns, right? So it may be that there is something very complicated about the way that you are feeling about certain things. And maybe, again, even a very concrete opportunity that you are dealing with right now, or that you are thinking about. But yeah, just generally, as I said, it seems that you are in a bit of a mindset of like wanting to play with fire. And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why that is coming through here, but that's what's coming through. That is just the initial part though, right? So don't worry if it is not like 100% ringing true for you, because we are now going to get some more details about the situation that you are dealing with. So what is going on around you? Okay, we have peacock. Okay, interesting. We have oak. We have vitality with the sun. We have oh my goodness. Okay, do you know what? Okay, this is insane. We have the sun card, which is 44. We have bramble, which is also 44. So you have literally 4444. This is kind of crazy. I don't very often see these like repeating numbers, or like same digits repeating like that. But then we also have oak, which is number 13, and 1 + 3 reduces down to 4. So you have literally 4, 44, 44. That is insane. Okay, and the last card out is dolphin. Wow. Pile number 3. Again, I feel that this reading is so fascinating in the way that these cards are coming out, and how everything is like contrasting with something else. Because, you know, the way that your energy was coming through, willing to take risks, willing to take chances, willing to see and sort of play with fire, right? Live on the edge, live dangerously, so to say. Like that's the energy that was coming through from your part. But then looking at the situation that you were dealing with, like there is just so much contrast here. And so I'm getting the sense that right now your life may be quite like unpredictable, or it may be like, yeah, just like very chaotic and going from one end of the spectrum to the next. Like it's, I don't even know how to explain it, pile number 3. Honestly, I don't know how to explain it, because we have this peacock card, right? Which like gives off this energy of like, you know, everyone knows the peacock is attached to like pride and feeling very good about yourself, feeling self-confident and all of that. But like ultimately it's about like knowing who you are and having a sense of like maturity to show it off in an authentic way. Then we have next to it the oak card, which is all about like humility and not getting too big ahead. So we have like humility on one end, and then we have the peacock, which is all about like being confident in yourself and kind of showing yourself off. So that is here. Then we have vitality, right? Or like the sun energy in the center. Then we have bramble, which is all about like preparing for the worst and preparing for like a tower moment type situation to take place in your life and like thinking ahead and planning for worst case scenarios. And then we have dolphin, which is all about like living in the moment and being this like kind and free spirited energy and just like being like this lighthearted and blessed being. So again, it's like there's just so much contrast. And so pile number 3, I feel like your life is a bit of a topsy-turvy right now. It's almost seeming like, again, like things are changing very quickly, and almost like you are, even with this vitality card, right? It's almost like you are forced to constantly put energy into things. Like you're forced to constantly deal with things because there is just so much like energy and so much buzzing and so much of that life just lifing, right? Life just being what it is and kind of taking you by surprise and being somewhat unpredictable. Like even with both the oak and the bramble card, because this oak card, you can clearly see the lightning on this card, right? There's an association to Zeus. And so something about like literally like a tower moment, right? Or something that has the potential to bring about huge change in your life. So maybe that's literally something that you are dealing with too, that there may literally be a possibility, or there may be something that is like a potential to become something a lot more significant than it is. And it may be like on the one hand, it may be a good thing, but then again, it's like there may be another part of you that is thinking about what were to happen if this thing didn't work out, or if something went wrong. And so there's almost like this desire to like play it safe and sort of think ahead and just keep things very like mellow and surface level and not too deep, right? With this dolphin energy. It's almost like, should I invest and should I commit to something and see where it leads, and should I like stay true to this and trust in this, or should I prepare for things to go down the drain and turn to shit and just like enjoy it while it lasts? Like that's the sort of energy that I'm getting here. And again, I do realize that it may be really confusing to listen to. It's almost giving me the sense that your life may be like almost like carpe diem, like just, you know, taking each day as it comes and seeing how you feel at any given day, or maybe even like doing things actively to bring about more excitement into your life. But generally it feels like, yeah, like you are teeter-tottering, is that an expression? You know, it's like you're seesawing between these two extremes, I feel like. So again, it's complicated, and it's even giving me a bit of a headache here to try and make sense of these energies, because they are so contrasting, because they are so like, again, like literally going against each other, right? We have these different ends of the spectrum coming out here. So yeah, I feel like it's very difficult to make sense of this, and it's most likely causing you some very complex feelings here too. But pile number 3, I don't know if this at all made sense to you. If you could resonate with this energy, if something about it spoke to you, then please stay tuned, because now we're gonna get into the actual part of this reading, which is all about the harvest that you are going to be getting very soon. So let's see, what is that harvest? What is it that you are about to harvest in your life? So pile number 3, can I just say how absolutely insane it is? Well, how cool it is, but it's also absolutely insane that you are getting these repeats here. Literally, we have the snake coming out twice, even though I'm not sure whether this is actually a snake or whether this is one of those like lizards without legs, a legless lizard. But anyway, it looks like a snake, right? So I'm kind of using it as a snake. And then we have a peacock that is literally coming out again. So yeah, I'm just loving the synchronicities here. But pile number 3, you get Judgment, the World, the Apprentice of Wands or the Page of Wands, and the Champion of Swords or the Knight of Swords. So I feel that your life is going to become even more interesting, pile number 3, but in a good way. This is not adding to the chaos. I feel that this is actually kind of reining that chaos in a bit and maybe giving you more of a focus, especially with the Champion of Swords, right? I'm actually going to jump ahead to this one here because might as well. We already started talking about it. So the Knight of Swords energy, being the underlying energy, is basically saying that you are going to be getting a focus, because the Knight of Swords is very determined to go in a specific direction. They have their mind set on something, and they literally go at it with blinders on, right? Like they are so tunnel vision towards whatever they have their mind on that they are almost unstoppable. And I feel that this is the energy that you are bringing about. So there is going to be a bit of a narrowing of focus or some sort of decision to follow a concrete path, which, by the way, like just to draw a connection here to this peacock, it may also point towards you maybe deciding to stick to something more long term, or deciding to invest in something and like give something a fair shot rather than just like keeping it very surface level and just like skimming the surface, so to say. Because we do have this Judgment and the World, right? These two very big picture, very heavy hitting major arcana cards. These cards are not fooling around. With the Judgment card, it's obvious that you are ascending, right? You are leveling up in some way, and your life is like going through a period of growth, a period of stepping to a new level, so to say. And with the World, again, you are crossing a threshold of sorts. You are going through this portal and you are entering a new realm, because the World is all about closing chapters, bringing something to a successful completion, and then embracing something new, right? Stepping back into the shoes of the Fool. But essentially, this is about a completion of sorts, a successful completion of sorts, an achievement, if you will. So I feel that this whole process has most likely brought about, like the reason why you may even be experiencing all of this chaos is maybe because you are going through a bit of an ascension process or an awakening process. And it's clear that you have been sort of almost directed or guided to something new. And I feel that you are actually successfully completing that process here with the Judgment and the World. And with the Apprentice of Wands or the Page of Wands, it's like you are becoming a student and starting to take some new steps towards a very exciting path, starting to explore things. And see, the interesting thing is that I feel that the energy of the Page of Wands has been coming through so much lately. And I feel that it has to be tied to some sort of like more broad or more universal energy, that maybe like we are all collectively going through a process of like becoming students or needing to learn something new, needing to set some sort of new cause for ourselves and take some new steps in a new direction, and just like start playfully figuring something out that is going to lead us to some meaningful places. But yeah, it honestly seems to be like getting rid of a lot of this seriousness, a lot of this like maybe even tension that you may be feeling, a lot of this complexity, because we have the Snake on the World card here. So it's like you are closing out this complexity and getting a clear focus, setting your sights on something, but also there is clearly some sort of fun that is attached to it with the Apprentice of Wands or the, again, the Page of Wands. There's some sort of fun attached to it. So there is this aspect of lightheartedness and levity that is remaining, but again, it's clear that there is this determination that is added to the mix there. Some sort of clarity about where you want to head to next. Okay, so let's also take a look at what is something that you should be aware of regarding this harvest. So what sort of surprises should you be ready for? Interesting cards that we're getting again. I know I keep saying interesting, but literally your reading is very, very interesting. Pile number 3. We have the Six of Swords that is coming out in reverse, where, by the way, the background of that card very much reminds me of this Vitality card. Sorry, Didn't notice that these were messed up. Okay. We also have the Elder of Pentacles or the King of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Cups with some more snakes on it. And we have the Ace of Cups as the underlying energy. And you know what? I'm getting the message that I feel here is that with the Six of Swords in reverse and the Elder of Pentacles or the King of Pentacles, I feel that there may be someone, I don't know why, but I feel that this Elder of Pentacles is not you. It seems to be someone else. But yeah, the King of Pentacles person, there may be someone who is actually like potentially confusing you here, because we have the Seven of Cups right next to this person, this King of Pentacles person. And the Seven of Cups very often talks about having that cloud of confusion, having your mind sort of fogged by all of these different opportunities. And so there may be someone who is actually going to give you an overview of all of these different options available to you, or make you think about all of these different options that you are potentially passing up on as a result of like setting your sights on this one thing more specifically and deciding to commit to something more specifically. And so with the Six of Swords in reverse, it could be that this person has the effect on you to like try and like cast doubt, right? To make you start questioning whether you should actually go forward in that direction, because the Six of Swords in reverse is indicating that there is a hesitation, that there is a holding back of moving forward in a direction that is actually needed. But there is some sort of hesitation or doubt about going in that direction. And I even love that we are literally getting an eclipse on this card. Someone is eclipsing your vision, most likely this Elder of Pentacles or the King of Pentacles. And it's eclipsing this idea for you. It's casting a cloud of doubt or just confusion. It's obscuring your view, right, with the eclipse. And it's almost like I feel that someone is going to like play some tricks on you, but it's not like it's not coming from a bad place, a malicious place, an ill-intended place. It's most likely because this person wants what's good for you. They want you to think of all things. They want you to be like practical and methodical. And that to them most likely means considering all of the options available to you, not putting anything aside just because you have your eye set on something specific. And even though it's seemingly coming from a good place, we even have the Ace of Cups as the underlying energy, which is like this pure, unconditional love or support or kindness or generosity. But it's clearly not having the desired effect, because the Seven of Cups is, again, it's that fantastical, illusory. It's like, it's the mind getting all twisted up again and not really knowing what to do. But see, I feel like you know what to do. And again, you are clearly getting to this level of clarity and knowing what you are choosing, knowing why you are choosing it. So again, it's only that there is most likely going to be some doubt or some confusion that is brought up because of like someone else making you question whether that is actually the right move to make. But I feel like they're not able to stop that movement completely, right? Because the Six of Swords is still here, so there is movement that is going to happen, but I feel that they are most likely going to delay it. So just be mindful that like doubt is going to be cast on your plan. But again, I feel, again, coming back to this underlying energy, that you actually know what the right thing is for you. The Ace of Cups is suggesting that you know what your heart is set on, you know what is pulling you towards it. So yeah, that is the energy coming through from these cards. Pile number 3. So again, as I said, just very, very interesting reading. And I hope that you feel the same way. But let's also get some last oracle card messages to wrap this reading up, to give you some advice and some support from Spirit regarding this whole thing. So let's see what Spirit wants you to take away with you. Okay. Oh, the underlying energy is speak. Yeah. speak your mind. And I feel that, yeah, just Spirit is encouraging you to speak your truth, to open up about what you feel, why you feel that way, right? So again, I feel that it's talking about not allowing yourself to be rattled too much by this other person. And I feel also it may be because they're trying to help you to choose something, because maybe they are unaware of just how like clear you already are in your decision. Okay, interesting. We have unburden yourself. I'm going to show you the card more up close. And then we are going to read from the guidebook for this card, because the guidebook is actually superb. There we go. Only took forever. But yeah, unburden yourself. Okay, interesting. And again, coming back to that notion of speaking your truth, it feels that Spirit is encouraging you to share the burden, to open up about something. Okay, let's see, 24. Okay. Honesty, evolution, stop carrying that shit. Okay, oh yeah, and by the way, there's quite a lot of cussing in this guidebook, but it's the messages are really, really good in my opinion. Anyway, as we move through life, we can find ourselves collecting burdens that we picked up along the way, but have struggled to put down. These burdens are typically made up of old grudges, fears, expectations, and woes that may have long ago outstayed their welcome. Are there things you're still carrying that have become too heavy to hold? It might be time to begin the grey process of re-examining what things are weighing on your shoulders, asking yourself whether you feel empowered and safe to put them down. This is a call to evolution. This might mean forgiving someone, or yourself, freeing yourself from some arbitrary expectations, or releasing anxieties that are holding you back. It could also mean telling a long held back truth, or absolving yourself of the responsibility to make others feel secure. Whatever it may be, this card is your sign that the burden you once held has served its purpose, and it's time to let go. And by the way, the page is number 66. Just showing you. Yeah, the page is number 66. So I love the repeating number thing here going on. Okay, so yeah, unburden yourself, right? Like, it's okay to speak your truth and open up about how you truly feel. Okay, but let's also get a couple of last oracle card messages from this gorgeous oracle card 2 and see what sort of last wrap-up messages we can get. Oh, wow. Okay. You are getting more than I was planning, but we are going to take them on. Okay. The underlying energy is, well, would you look at that? Number 40, another number 4. That is definitely a very powerful number for you, the number 4. So please bear that in mind and also pay attention to it if you come across it. But we have companion, a discerning friend. See, I actually feel that this card is talking about that King of Pentacles person, like someone who is clearly very discerning, someone who pays attention to the details, someone who is very grounded and rooted and in touch with reality, and who wants the best for you, right? This is someone who is coming through as a friend, someone who wishes you well. But clearly this is coming from, like, well, it's coming from a good place, but it's not actually doing you any favors, I feel, or it's not exactly what you need. But anyway, yeah. Let's see what else we have. We have mindset. Find a different perspective. So yeah, this is a clear encouragement to open up your mind and see things in a different way, right? Okay, and let's see what else we have. Okay, we have treasure with protect your energy and space. And we have thoughts, cultivate your ideas. Okay, interesting. So yeah, protect your energy and space. Spirit seems to indicate just how important it is not to like burn yourself out, not to run yourself dry, especially when you are experiencing a lot of this like chaotic energy. But then we also have cultivate your ideas. So again, it's interesting that we're getting another reference back to thoughts and back to how you are thinking about things, right? We had this mindset card and now we are getting thoughts. So clearly there is an important aspect of paying attention to your thoughts and what is going on in your head and what you are spending time thinking about. I am taking the underlying energy here too, because again, I want to balance these cards out. But as I was saying, there is clearly an importance in paying attention to what is going on in your mind and what sort of thoughts you are allowing free reign. And I feel that it's especially important in that whole context of having someone potentially muddy the waters for you, because obviously they're wanting what's good for you, but it's just that they are not seeing into you. They are not seeing what you are seeing or what you are feeling and how you know what is right for you, right? So just a reminder, just as a reminder, I'm showing you the underlying energy, which was speak, right? So we are very clearly getting that whole message of like sharing what you feel, sharing what you think, and honoring what it is that you think, and honoring that feeling within you that you know what's right for you. Yeah, pile number 3, I'm going to leave it here. As I said, I feel that your reading was just such a smorgasbord of everything, and I don't know. Please, if you are still here, if you made it to this point, and if this reading spoke to you and made sense to you, please leave me a peacock. Yeah, because that peacock energy feels very prominent, and yeah, I don't know, it feels apt in this one. So leave me a little peacock emoji down in the comment section, and that way I would know that you made it all the way to this point, that this reading spoke to you. I would love to connect with you in the comment section and see who this reading was actually for. It's always one of the best parts of doing these readings. And I would also love to see you back on this channel next Friday for more messages, insight, and fun. But in the meantime, please take care of yourself, be good, and hopefully I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.